In the quiet sanctuary of early morning, before the world awakens with its clamorous demands and endless distractions, there exists a sacred opportunity to transform the very essence of our mental and spiritual being. The ancient wisdom teaches us that even 5 minutes dedicated to the practice of charging the mind can create ripples of transformation that extend throughout our entire day, our entire life, and ultimately into the infinite ocean of consciousness itself. Before we continue, let's pause a moment. If you enjoy this video, give me a like, comment below about your thought, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any video inspired by Yogananda's teaching. Thank you very much. The human mind, in its ordinary state, resembles a battery that has been drained by countless thoughts, worries, anxieties, and the perpetual engagement with external stimuli. We move through our days operating at a fraction of our true capacity, unaware that within us lies a reservoir of unlimited power waiting to be tapped. The practice of mental charging is not merely a technique but a sacred science, a method by which we can reconnect with the divine energy that flows through all creation and consciously direct it into every cell, every thought, every aspiration of our being. When we speak of charging the mind, we are speaking of something far more profound than simple relaxation or stress relief, though these benefits naturally follow. We are speaking of establishing a conscious connection with the cosmic energy that sustains the universe, the same power that causes the planets to orbit in perfect harmony, that transforms a tiny seed into a magnificent tree, that beats our hearts without our conscious effort. This energy is not separate from us. It is the very substance of our being, yet we have forgotten how to access it consciously and deliberately. The practice begins with understanding that energy follows attention. Where we place our awareness, there flows the life force. In our modern existence, we scatter our attention in 1,000 directions simultaneously, fragmenting our power and depleting our mental reserves. The first step in charging the mind is to gather this scattered attention and focus it with laser-like precision. This is not a matter of force or strain, but of gentle, persistent redirection, like training a puppy to stay in one place rather than chase every passing distraction. To begin this sacred practice, find a space where you can sit undisturbed, even if only for these precious 5 minutes. The external environment matters less than the internal sanctuary you create. Sit with your spine straight, not rigid but aligned, allowing the energy to flow freely through the central channel of your being. Close your eyes and immediately you begin to conserve energy that would otherwise pour out through the windows of the senses. The eyes, in particular, are tremendous consumers of our vital force, constantly processing visual information and triggering chains of thought and reaction. Now bring your awareness to the breath, that miraculous bridge between the physical and spiritual dimensions of existence. Do not attempt to control the breath forcefully. Simply observe it with loving attention. Notice how the breath flows in, cool and refreshing, bringing with it not merely oxygen, but the invisible life force that the ancient traditions call prana, chi, or vital energy. This is the same energy that charges every atom of creation, and with each inhalation, you are drawing it into your being. As you breathe in, consciously affirm that you are drawing in peace, power, and divine energy. Feel this energy entering not just through your nostrils, but through every pore of your body. Imagine yourself as a sponge immersed in an ocean of light, absorbing this luminous energy from all directions simultaneously. The universe is not stingy with its power. It offers itself freely and abundantly to those who know how to receive. With each exhalation, release all tension, all worry, all the accumulated debris of negative thoughts and emotions. Breathe out darkness and breathe in light. Breathe out limitation and breathe in infinite possibility. This is not mere visualization or imagination. You are working with actual forces, actual energies that respond to your conscious direction. The mind is the master switch that can open or close the circuits through which divine energy flows. After establishing this rhythm of conscious breathing, begin to focus your attention at the point between the eyebrows, the spiritual eye, the seat of concentration and superconsciousness. This is the command center of your being, the throne room where the soul sits in majesty. When you focus here with deep concentration, you are literally magnetizing your entire being, drawing energy upward from the lower centers and inward from the periphery of your consciousness. You become a living magnet for divine power. In this focused state, you may use affirmations to direct the energy you are accumulating. Speak silently but with tremendous conviction to your own mind, to your own soul. Declare with absolute certainty that you are awake, that you are energized, that you are filled with divine power and wisdom. These are not empty words or wishful thinking. They are commands issued from the throne of your higher consciousness to the subconscious mind, which accepts and acts upon whatever is impressed upon it with sufficient feeling and conviction. The key to effective affirmation is not mere repetition but the quality of feeling and will you invest in each statement. One affirmation spoken with deep concentration and absolute conviction carries more power than 1,000 repetitions made mechanically. Feel the truth of what you are affirming. Know with every fiber of your being that you are not this limited body-mind complex but an immortal soul, a spark of the infinite, temporarily dwelling in a physical form but never bound by its limitations. As you continue this practice, you may become aware of a subtle tingling or warmth, a sense of energy moving through your body. This is the life force responding to your conscious direction, flowing more freely through channels that may have been blocked or constricted. Do not become overly focused on physical sensations, but recognize them as signs that you are working with real forces, not engaging in mere mental gymnastics. The beauty of this practice is that it requires no special equipment, no particular location, no external circumstances. You carry within you at all times the capacity to tap into infinite energy. Whether you are sitting in meditation, standing in a queue, or taking a brief break from work, you can practice this mental charging. 5 minutes of deep, conscious practice can restore what hours of restless activity have depleted. It is important to understand that this is not a practice of escape or withdrawal from life. Rather, it is a practice of empowerment that enables you to engage with life more fully, more effectively, more joyfully. When your mind is charged with divine energy, you bring to every task, every relationship, every challenge a quality of presence and power that transforms ordinary actions into expressions of your highest potential. The mind that is regularly charged becomes increasingly sensitive to the subtle currents of intuition and inner guidance. You begin to know things without knowing how you know them. Solutions to problems arise spontaneously. Creative insights flow freely. This is because you have established a conscious connection with the superconscious mind, the level of consciousness where all knowledge exists in potential form, waiting to be accessed by those who have developed the capacity to receive it. Moreover, a charged mind naturally radiates its energy to others. You become a source of inspiration and upliftment without even trying. People feel better in your presence, though they may not understand why. This is the natural effect of one who has learned to consciously work with the life force. You become a channel through which divine energy flows into the world, blessing all who come within your sphere of influence. The practice also builds a momentum that extends beyond the 5 minutes of formal practice. Throughout the day, you can return again and again to the awareness of energy, to the consciousness of your connection with the infinite source. A few conscious breaths, a moment of focused attention at the spiritual eye, a silent affirmation of your divine nature. These brief reconnections maintain the charge and prevent the battery from running down. It is said that the mind is like a lake. When the surface is disturbed by countless ripples of thought and emotion, we cannot see clearly to the bottom, cannot perceive the deeper truths of existence. But when the surface becomes still through the practice of concentration and meditation, the water becomes transparent, and we can see all the way to the depths. This clarity is not merely intellectual understanding but direct perception of reality as it is, unfiltered by the distortions of the ego and the conditioning of the past. The regular practice of mental charging also strengthens the will, that essential faculty by which we direct our lives and shape our destinies. Will is not stubbornness or forcing. It is the focused application of consciousness toward a chosen end. When the mind is charged with energy, the will becomes powerful and effective. You find yourself able to accomplish what previously seemed impossible, not through strain but through the natural expression of your accumulated power. As you develop this practice over time, you may find that 5 minutes naturally extends to 10 to 15 to longer periods of deep absorption in the infinite. But even if you maintain the practice at 5 minutes, done with sincerity and depth, it will transform your life. The key is consistency and quality of practice. Better 5 minutes of deep, focused charging every day than an hour of distracted, mechanical repetition once a week. Remember always that you are not creating this energy. You are simply learning to consciously access what has always been present. The power of the universe flows through you in every moment, sustaining your life, but you have been unconscious of it, like a person sitting in darkness unaware that a light switch is within reach. The practice of mental charging is simply learning where the switch is and how to turn it on. In these 5 minutes, you are not merely preparing for the day ahead. You are touching eternity. You are stepping out of the stream of time and circumstance into the eternal now where all power resides. From this place of centered awareness, you can then step back into the world of action, but you carry with you the charge, the power, the peace that comes from conscious contact with your source. This is the gift that the ancient wisdom offers to modern seekers. A practical, effective method for transforming consciousness and accessing the unlimited power that is our birthright. It requires no belief system, no adherence to any particular religion or philosophy. It is a universal science of the mind and spirit, available to all who are willing to practice with sincerity and persistence. In just 5 minutes, you can charge your mind, energize your being, and set in motion forces that will carry you toward the realization of your highest potential and ultimate freedom.